What's up, Ravens fans? Welcome into a live episode of For the Flock Rundown. I'm Ryan here with Noah, and Ravens season's on the brink. How you feeling, man?
Hey, I think I told you last week or something around that time. I was like, hey, bro, if the Ravens win, we get in the playoffs. But if we lose, we get a top 18 pick guaranteed if we don't make the playoffs, right? And I know, it's not fun to talk about drafts right now in the middle of the season and stuff, but I don't know. This game to me showed like there's got to be some change, right? Like losing this type of game. I don't know if the Ravens would have squeak in the playoffs and had some success. Like I don't know if there was change, but whenever you lose what 5 or 6, was it 6 home games?
6 home games, 3 and
6
6,
home
3
games?
prime time.
Yeah, back against the wall, and you're up 11 points with like 8 minutes left, and you find a way to lose at home. Unacceptable, man. There's got to be change, and we can go into the details more, but to me, that's my thoughts. There's got to be change. I don't know if I've ever went out and actually said that until yesterday, where I was like, "Yeah, I'm ready for a head coach change," because I don't like being that guy that's like always calling for people to get fired. And I love what Harbaugh's done,
Yeah,
for the Ravens. But regardless, man, it just feels like it would be beneficial on both sides for Harbaugh to have a fresh start with a new organization. And he'd probably have a ton of success and have many suitors. And for the Ravens, like they just need a new voice, something fresh. Because what has happened is not cool, bro. Like we were talking about it right before the live, right? 2019, Lamar Jackson, MVP, 36 touchdowns to 6 interceptions. We have 12 games in a row, 14-2. So after starting 2-2, you have the number 1 seed in the AFC, and you're 1 and done in the playoffs. The Titans come in with Vrabel and kick you out of your home stadium.
Yeah.
And you should have been hosting an AFC championship that year with the number 1 seed. And then, 2023, Ravens again host number 1 seed. They end up hosting an AFC championship, find a way to lose, right? Not prepared in the big time moments, not ready for the bright lights, especially at home. Both of those games at home. And then last year, you're Super Bowl favorites again, and you absolutely blow the brakes off the Bills in the regular season. And then we see them again in the postseason. We have 4 turnovers, unprepared, get away from Derrick Henry in the run game. I don't know, man. It feels like there's got to be change after 3 different times in Lamar Jackson's prime that we had an opportunity. And then this year, you were favored to actually win the Super Bowl before the season started. And here we are, probably not even making the playoffs. So, yeah, that's my kind of overall thoughts. We can go into it more, but Ryan, how are you feeling?
Just disappointed, man. I'm just down about how disappointing this season has been. It has been like you just mentioned, a season of high expectations coming in. We had one of the best offenses ever last year. There were some issues last year too, like the O-line wasn't great and stuff last year, some coaching issues in the big moments, but you still were rolling in feeling pretty good about this season. And just the fact, maybe we stumbled in the playoffs again or something later this year, but to be sitting here at 7-8 and lose a franchise record 6 home games is just crazy to me. 3 primetime games too, man, all with Lamar too. I mean, I guess last night not, but like, you know what I mean? It's not like we were that banged up when we played the Lions and we got embarrassed at home. We were missing, I think, Matabike, that was his first game out. Maybe Travis Jones missed that game. But other than that, we had our squad and the Lions embarrassed us. The Lions are about to not even make the playoffs, by the way.
Yeah.
And then you got the Bengals game Thanksgiving night that I was at, and it wasn't even close. 5 turnovers. It's just like, when have we ever been this underprepared and making this many mistakes in primetime football? And Yeah, it's frustrating, man. Last night was just like icing on the cake. It's crazy too because we lose Lamar, and I'm thinking it might be over just because we lost Lamar. And I got trust in Huntley, but I know the pass game takes a big step down. Lamar was looking pretty dialed last night early on. I was like, all right, like we're gonna roll tonight. That first drive, boom, touchdown. I'm like, dude, let's go. We're starting fast.
We went like we literally, just to kind of let you guys in on our conversation, it was like a roller coaster, bro. We were like, yeah, let's go. Ravens are back. Lamar's freaking back. Super Bowl's back on, dude. If we can beat the Patriots, we can beat anybody. And then it's like right back down. And then we're like, and then Tyler Huntley comes in. Derrick Henry starts going bananas. And we're like, bro, if we can beat the Patriots with Tyler Huntley, who can't we beat with Lamar? You know what I mean? You're like, that's what I said. And we're like roller coastering, bro. And it's just like, as soon as it's like they like, hook you, reel you back in a little bit, and then they just cut the line again. And then they do it again, and they cut. It's like, bro, like they mess with your
it's just nonstop resistance at every turn. Like anytime momentum gets built, it's like boom, dagger. Dude, you know what I mean? And it's not just this season.
Get the big turnover, rolling down the field again, about to go up 14-0 to start.
Fumble.
Yeah.
That's what I mean. Like you're literally
player too, like from Derrick Henry. And then, we're rolling again. We have a chance. Zay Flowers, fumble. Man, really, really disappointing. Thanks to Elaine for the super chat.
Yeah. Well, let me read this. Thank you, Elaine, for the 10. Noah and Ryan, I feel both of you cannot wait for this show. Been sad all day. I feel that. Then I heard DK Metcalf is suspended 2 games. Yeah, we can get into that. That's like an ounce of hope because I'm sure everyone's pretty aware of the scenario, but the Ravens have to beat the Packers Saturday night and beat the Steelers, but we also need the Steelers to lose to the Browns this Sunday, and they should be without DK Metcalf.
Right.
He's appealing it. That's why I say should be. He is officially suspended 2 games, but he's appealing it. We'll see how that plays out. It's an ounce of hope. I don't know if it's, we got to beat the Packers still on Saturday night. There's a lot of question marks with this team, but how are you feeling about the DK situation and needing help now?
Well, it's almost like, I don't know, man. I don't know if I want the Ravens to reel me back in again.
Yeah, I know. No, you're just done now.
But of course, the inner fan in me, right? The inner fan in me is going to be like rooting for the Ravens to beat the Packers. Hopefully Lamar's out there. If he's not, I'm still going to be rooting for him.
Yeah.
And of course, I'm going to be watching the Steelers and Browns, and I'm going to be rooting for the Browns, right? So those two things happening, I would say the Ravens have like a 40 or 50% chance of beating the Packers. If Lamar's out there, probably higher. And then I would say the Browns probably have like a 30% chance of beating the Steelers. I will say, historically, the Steelers have not played well in Cleveland. Like they've had troubles. They usually actually split with the Browns, regardless of how good or bad the Browns are, and usually they lose in Cleveland. So it's an interesting vibe. It's also the fact that they'll be without their wide receiver 1, and outside of DK, it's not like their weaponry is that great. So, definitely helps the Ravens. Definitely, there's a chance. Plus, I think Myles Garrett is still trying to break the all-time sack record.
Yeah.
And so he's going to be getting after it and trying to sack old man Rodgers. So, and the Browns defense is good regardless. So yeah, it's interesting, man. DK Metcalf, I saw Dan Orlovsky. He said, no way. He said 2-game suspension. And then he insinuated, I think this is what he was saying. He said, no way he was going to miss week 18 against the Ravens. And I think what he was saying is, typically with the 2-game suspension after the appeal, it becomes a 1-game suspension.
Yeah.
So it definitely helps for the Ravens to be able to play that meaningful game in week 18. But, if we lose to the Packers or the Steelers beat the Browns, if DK's not playing last week, who cares? Like,
yeah, no one's gonna play if it's a meaningless game. They'll probably bench everyone.
Probably rest everybody.
Yeah. Appreciate you, Mason, for the 2. I put this up while Noah was talking because we were talking about the DK suspension. Yeah, I mean, I'll take any help we can get at this point. I wish we would have beat the Patriots last night. I'd be feeling a lot better about this DK situation because we'd have a little breathing room. But
Ravens should have beat the Patriots, man.
Dude, I know, man. It is disgusting that we had an 11-point lead.
Yep.
You know, and like I said earlier, like when Lamar originally goes out, I'm like, oh man, this game is gonna be tough, man. Like, and then we find ourselves in a great position, running the rock successfully.
Huntley,
we're up 11,
5, like big third down conversions, hitting Hopkins and stuff. I'm like, come on, Huntley.
Yeah. No, we were in that game, man. We did enough to win that game. And I guess we should just talk about one of the main things that bothered me, man, was taking Derrick Henry out those last 2 drives. And the reasoning was because, like, Harbaugh's reasoning, and Henry backed it up too, said that they agreed on a rotation with Keaton. And I agree. I don't mind the rotation.
I love Keaton.
Feed the hot hand, though. You know what I mean?
Yes. There's no intellect there, bro.
Yes,
like,
exactly.
how do you not see that Derrick Henry just literally ran all over the Patriots and then scored the touchdown? He had 2 touchdowns at that point in the game. He was averaging 7.1 yards per carry, which is more than like most, pass plays, and 128 yards. And then you completely take him off the field. I think, let's see what I texted you, bro. I texted you. I said, yes, let's take Henry off the field. You said my exact thoughts. And then I said, if you're going to throw, at least play action with Henry. But they don't even play action to Keaton. They just actually just straight drop back.
And we're throwing towards Christian Gonzalez on first down, their best corner who's covering Bate.
Yes.
And it's like Bate didn't even, he have 0 targets all game at that point?
Dude.
Like, and then you throw towards the best defender on the Patriots. Instead of just running Henry, which was working at an incredible clip. Keaton Mitchell, and I love Keaton.
Or running Keaton. Or play action to Keaton. Or play action to Henry.
Yeah, Keaton, though, 9 carries for 13 yards. He was only averaging 1.4 a carry. I love Keaton, but in that game particularly, Henry is dominating. And when the game's on the line and all you have to do is run out some clock, man. And I saw Harbaugh today. He was like, well, it was only 6 plays we're talking about. And my head instantly went to, if Henry was on the field for those 6, we get a first down, and that becomes potentially 10 or a 12-play drive where we run clock out and get points. The game's over. You know what I mean? Like, you don't even have, it's over. You don't have to worry about getting another stop. Like, it's done. But you don't even have Henry on the whole drive because you stuck to an original game script. But read the room and adjust in game.
That's the part. That's what we've been talking about, this coaching staff, bro.
I don't get it. And I know Monken is calling the plays, but this is the CEO. John Harbaugh is the CEO. And he, after the game, is like, yeah, I wish I had Henry out there.
Right.
Didn't make the call, dog.
Looking back at it, kind of insinuating like, well, it's easy to say that looking back, but it's like, no, literally the entire universe that was watching this game, including the announcers, the announcers literally said, I bet the Patriots are saying thank you for not even having Derrick Henry on the field. Like, everybody is thinking, what is going on? 6 snaps where he doesn't touch the field. And then we get the ball back. We still have the 2-minute warning and 3 timeouts. And he, again, doesn't see the field. I don't get it, bro.
I was not shocked about the 2-minute drive because we haven't seen him all year in the 2-minute. They kept Justice Hill in earlier in the season. Once he got hurt, it was Rasheen Ali for pure pass protection, which I do also disagree with. I mean, I'm not saying don't have him in at all, but I don't like when it's so obvious what you're doing. But the drive before that last drive is really what pissed me off because I don't understand when you have the ability to just run the clock out and win the game, you don't have Derrick Henry in, who was literally unstoppable in that game, man. And shout out to the offensive line in that game too. Like, and I've been hard on the offensive line for 2 years now. they were moving bodies. They were moving enough bodies.
Man.
Our run game was cooking.
They
So like,
were,
just stick
and the
to it
Patriots
and end the
defensive
game.
line was banged up too.
Yeah, it's frustrating, man. It's
Yeah.
frustrating, and now, you know, who knows what's going on? Are we getting Lamar back? Does it matter? I mean, you know what I mean? Like,
Right.
he's day to day. Harbaugh said he has a significant what is
Contusion.
it? Contusion. Yeah,
Contusion.
yeah, significant contusion, but clean MRI and everything, and he's now considered day to day, but dealing with a ton of pain. Do we even see him Saturday night? You know, like, it is, because we played before Pittsburgh, so the Ravens aren't gonna just like not try. You know what I mean? Like, they're still fighting for their lives here. Yeah,
there's still a chance the Ravens get in. I saw a couple people asking, "Are the Ravens done for the season?" No, they're not. They still have hope. If the Ravens beat the Packers and the Browns beat the Steelers, then it comes down to the Week 18 matchup against Pittsburgh in Pittsburgh. So those two outcomes are definitely plausible. It's not like it's way out there. You know, any team can beat any team. Division games are always weird and ugly. Myles Garrett's going after the sack record. Shador Sanders could catch lightning. You know, you just never know, man.
Yeah, and the Packers are short. The Packers are shorthanded in our matchup with no Parsons and potentially no Jordan Love.
Yeah.
So I mean, that should be a game you know, you have a chance to win, no doubt. But it is hard to trust this team, and then it's also hard to trust that the Steelers are going to lay an egg against Cleveland. But yeah, it is definitely possible. We got some other super chats I want to get through here just to catch up. Shout out to Patman 499. If you could choose the next head coach for the Ravens, who would you choose? You got anyone on your mind, Noah? I haven't done enough research to even know.
I got two.
You go ahead.
I got two people on my mind. Actually, three. Seattle Seahawks offensive coordinator. I think it's Kubiak.
The son?
Yes. Clint Kubiak. He has cooked up a very nice offense with the Seattle Seahawks under the excellent leadership of Mike McDonald. He was also the offensive coordinator for the Saints the year before, and I believe the Vikings in 2021. So he has three different organizations that he's been a coordinator for, and he's having a heck of a year getting the best football out of Sam Darnold that we've probably ever seen in his career. And he is only like 42 years old, so he's young.
And it comes from a tree of coaches.
Yes, with a lot of success, Super Bowl heritage. I also would be interested in Jesse Minter, defensive coordinator for the Chargers, who was also the defensive coordinator for Michigan under the other Harbaugh, who's coordinated that defense really well and has a lot of good reputation.
This is an interesting, and that one kind of sticks out too. Instantly, my first thought when you said that was like coming from the same background or similar background, being around Jim and Michigan and all that. But would that matter if we're trying to clean house? Like, do you go? You know what I mean? Like, if you're moving on from Harbaugh, would you want to go in a completely different direction? Because you probably lose your coordinators, right?
Well,
like the coaches hired. It's like it'd be a whole new thing.
They would still be. They're familiar with Minter because he was in Baltimore as an assistant coach, so they would see kind of how he operates already. Like I'm saying, you know, he could have already built a relationship with Shoddy and Eric Costa, and a good coach is a good coach. I don't care if he's tied to the Harbaugh tree or whatever, right?
I
Mike LaFleur would be a fun one too. Offensive coordinator for the Rams. And you see what the Rams are doing, and he's been under the McVay lineage there. So 3 guys, and he's also really young. So those are I would love to see an offensive mind come in as the head coach. I've always said, like, I wonder what a guy like Sean McVay or, you know, Kyle Shanahan could have done with Lamar Jackson and Derrick Henry, and some of the I don't know, man. We could have already had multiple Super Bowl
Or
championships.
Lamar earlier in his career, like when we had the Greg Roman offense for a bit too long.
Right.
Yeah, there's a lot of missed opportunity. Like looking back at it, you don't always know everything in the moment, but just looking back, it's like, dang man, we held on too long. Like it was too elementary of an offense. We had no sophisticated pass offense. At that time, we had a better O-line, weren't investing in weapons as much. Then we kind of flipped the script. Eric DeCosta is just drafting skill positions and weapons, but we're not building the trenches now. And that seems to, not have worked out completely either. There's a lot of, in hindsight, there's a lot of obvious things here. Dylan Bishop, appreciate you with the 2. I'd take my Uncle Randy over Harms at this point.
Uncle Randy.
What if this might piss everyone off, but what if we don't move on? Is this enough of a wake-up call to have any type of like significant change anyway? Or if we stay the course with the same coaching staff and maybe just retool the roster a little bit, is the problems going to just continue? Like, is there any path forward to success with what we got, or it's just like clean house, man? It's done.
Dude, I'm ready to clean house, bro.
Yeah. It has been 18 years. We got one Super Bowl, and it feels like we should have at least another one.
At least one.
With Lamar already.
At least one. Yeah. I would say out of the 2019 season, 2023 season, and 2024 season, you should have at least walked away with one.
Yeah.
Like, I get it. Like, winning a Super Bowl is hard. Only 1 out of 32 teams do it. But with the roster they had, the momentum, like, bro. I mean, in 2023, we had the best triple threat defense. Like
Mike McDonald.
Lights out. Even in the AFC Championship, we held Kansas City to 17.
Yep, and only scored 10.
And we
had 6 carries, and I know we didn't have Derrick Henry, so our running backs were like Gus Edwards, and we were rotation, but only 6 carries in a game that you were in the whole time. You know what I mean? Like never in that game, it never got away from you, really.
No, you never had to be in 2-minute offense until literally like you were in 2 minutes left with the game. like it was crazy, bro.
I know. And
by the way, earlier, the other super we had from Dylan Bishop, when he said I'd take my Uncle Randy, that's my dad.
Okay, gotcha.
So Dylan is my cousin.
Oh, okay.
So that's hilarious. And I love my dad. Not a football mind, but that's hilarious, man.
Yeah, no, would he be a good option?
Dude, hey, let's go, Dad. Get the boys ready.
We got one from Dom here too. Appreciate you with the 5. If only Snoop played instead of Coop, probably would be in a better spot. This is an interesting thought here, because there was a time where me and Noah were like, originally when we just re-signed Tyler, I was like, I'm all right with seeing Cooper rush, and then it just was awful. And maybe we like could sneak out that Rams game or something if Huntley was playing, because we'll be lose 17-3. We only scored 3 points. I feel like if Huntley was out there, we might have scored 20. You know what I mean? Like we looked great against the Bears, who are one of the top teams in the NFC right now. And it does make you think, like, could we have grabbed that Rams game? I don't think we were winning the Texans game. We got absolutely demolished. We let up like 40 some points. We had a preseason defense in like that game. I don't think we're winning with either quarterback.
Yeah, we were really banged up on that one. And the Texans some days you just have a game. You know what I mean?
So like that one we 100%. But the Rams game with Huntley, winnable. And we would have been in a different spot. I mean, Dom's right. We would have been in a better spot here.
Dude, Huntley has looked better this year, in my opinion, than I've ever seen him. He looks really decisive.
No, this is the best he's ever looked. 100%.
Yeah, really, really decisive. Like yesterday, he did everything. Like those third down conversions, bro. The ball was on the money, on time. Gave his
shout out to D-Hop too, coming down.
Shout out to D-Hop, man.
I feel
the only bad throw he had was that one to Bateman.
Yeah.
That was probably
what's going on? What do you think's going on with the lack of involvement with guys like even Isaiah Likely? I mean, like the list goes on. Like it's really only Zay, man. D-Hop got a little bit more targets in this last game, but it's Zay and like nothing else when it comes to high volume or spreading the ball around. And last year was the polar opposite. Not that Zay wasn't
Yes.
our leading receiver, but we spread the ball around. There was multiple guys that had good, solid seasons, including Bateman. And this year, it's like the ball's not going anyone's way.
Yeah, I think part of it is just because we're not getting through the progressions as like we used to. We'd have more time, bro. Like, I understand the offensive line wasn't great last year, but they were at least average and had some good games where they gave Lamar time. This year, I don't think Lamar's trusted the offensive line.
No, he did lose trust, 100%.
Yeah, you could see even when there is time in the pocket, he starts to dance and get a little.
And you're banged up on top of that, so you're like you're slightly questioning your own health, right? Like there's no way you wouldn't if you're sore in multiple areas. You don't want to. You're not yourself. There's no way around it. Like you're not. Yeah. And he's still playing at a very, very high level. I'm just saying he's not trusting his own health, and then also second guessing who's coming when and who's making a mistake on the O line. Yeah, I mean, yeah, it makes sense.
And then it also sometimes it feels like the coaching staff doesn't see. Bro, I don't know how to say this because it's like they see the guys every day, but it's like. We sat there and watched Keaton Mitchell be inactive for like how many weeks was it?
Like
Ryan?
5 or 6 weeks. I don't know. It was a while.
And we were both saying like, bro, what? That's like having like a really talented player just not even what? Like he's not what are we talking about? And then you see him get some carries and he rips off 50-yard runs and he's super explosive and like. You're like, well, duh. This we've known. It's like the fans know, but like the coaching staff didn't. And I'm like, same thing with Bateman back in, I guess it was 2023, whenever Todd Monken first took over as offensive coordinator. Bateman was banged up in training camp.
Yep.
And it's like he never saw him like do his thing, like how talented he was, and just kind of like neglected him. And even when he got back healthy, he wasn't getting like involved in targets. But then in 2024, I mean, Bateman has 9 touchdowns, 750 yards, and you're like, dude, this guy is a really, really good. Like, this is a wide receiver too. Like, this is a talented receiver with 9 touchdowns, 750 yards. He showed up in big moments, a lot of red zone, bro. Getting open deep.
Yeah, he was our go-to contested catch guy deep. Yeah, like
right.
And now he's not involved.
Yeah, we haven't taken a lot of deep shots this year, man. Like at all. Like I remember the amount of deep shots we've taken in years past compared to this year. I have to look at the numbers, but it's not been.
Yeah, no, it doesn't. It doesn't feel like it, and it's not working.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right. We got multiple super chats here too. Appreciate you guys. Especially for being here in these circumstances, man. This is not ideal. Shout out to Elaine with the 2. The Browns almost beat at the Bills. Get Ray. Yeah. No, I mean the Browns could definitely pull off the upset against Pittsburgh. I mean,
they would love to play spoiler.
And it's in those division games too. I think it's even a higher chance that could happen. But
yeah, they know each other.
I'll be glued in, but we got to beat the Packers first too. You know what I mean? Like,
if we don't beat the Packers, it doesn't even matter.
It's officially over. Yeah, we'll be Saturday night. Just saying farewell. See you in the offseason. Lane also said, I think they listen because Keaton is playing, but I think they listen because Keaton is playing. I'm not sure what you mean by that. You know, Noah?
I think he was talking about when we were talking about the coaching staff not seeing what we're seeing.
And especially early enough. Yeah. It almost took like a million questions to Harbaugh week after week. And then he's finally like, he was even admitting it during, I remember like week 2, week 3, he's getting hit with questions. And he's like, yeah, like we know we got to get Keaton on the field, but we just don't have the roster space. It's like, make the roster space. Like, you know what I mean? Prioritize something. Bro. Yeah, 100%. Dom with the 2. Don't get me started on Marlon this game. I know he got that early pick. I was stoked, but it has been a tough year, man. Without Awuzie, it was obvious. I wanted to see more TJ Tampa in that game. I thought they were picking on Marlon.
Marlon was getting picked on for sure. I will say he did have that interception.
Yeah, no, early on. No, I know. But then the
Yeah.
rest of the game was not great though.
He got
Like, hey,
toasted.
that's not good.
How funny was it when he got cooked down deep and he tackles the
No
receiver
call.
and no call, and then he just kind of nonchalantly like touches the football with no urgency.
Oh, and then incomplete.
And then they called it that actual like little nonchalant like swipe with like literally he wasn't still actually like trying to make a play. He was just being silly. Like he was just like, kind of did that. And because he knew he was going to get called because he tackled him. So he just kind of like swatted it. And then there's no call. And then it becomes a incomplete pass. I was like, that was
I haven't seen a call go that far our way in a while. I was like, that's a makeup call from the Steelers. At one point, I was like, maybe we're going to find a way. Like things are going our way a little bit in this one. But
dude, it does come down. Like if we're like we were talking about before we went live, the reality is, bro, if the NFL did not call back that Isaiah Likely touchdown, the Ravens are still in it, and they're still probably going to make the playoffs. It would really come down to that last matchup. But
if we would have stopped them, I think there was like a minute or so left. We would have had to, our D would have had to hold at the end of the game there against the Steelers offense. But yeah, I feel you though. Like we're in the lead, and if we did win that game, we're in a way different position right now.
Plus the Travis Jones
penalty
that gave them they were about to kick a field goal. Then they get an extra 3 points because of the touchdown. So then we were forced to go for it on 4th down. Didn't get it. We could have kicked the field goal there. And then the second time we're driving, could have had a field goal to go up again. So we really got robbed in that game, man. And if I'm not trying, I don't usually play the blame game with the refs, but that makes a big difference in the Ravens season. That call, right? Those two calls right there, man.
Yeah, no, there's and every season has those things where you get screwed on. It just the Ravens made so many mistakes this year that they couldn't afford to have any of those moments, and we still had those moments. I remember 6 weeks ago, I was saying before we had all our division games, I was like, man, this is the year since we started out 1-5 that we have no room to be splitting in the division and kind of having a muddy road through the division. And then look what happened. Here we are. We lost to the Bengals. We lost to the Steelers.
Both at home.
Yeah, we're splitting in the division. We're not winning the games that we have to, which in a normal season, when we get off to a better start, is not the end of the world. Yeah. But the fact that this year we started 1-5, it's the end of the world. Like you can't afford to have that road, man. You got to dominate the division, and we didn't do it, man. It's frustrating. Elaine with another $2. Appreciate you, Elaine. Have a fan as a consultant, pulse of the fans. I think that's a great idea. Me and Noah are available.
Hey,
John Harbaugh or whoever. Yeah.
EDC.
I don't know if they trust an outside voice, but they should, in a way, at least listen. You know what I mean? They should at least listen. You don't have to make action off of what we're saying, but if you have people that are tapped in every single day, especially from a little bit of an outside perspective, we're a little bit more zoomed out.
That's my thoughts. Exactly.
Yeah, you get a different perspective than if you're in the building. Like if you're in the building and these guys, you have a relationship with everybody, and
you start to develop bias.
It's different. Yeah, 100%.
Whenever you're outside of the building and you're still locked into what you're seeing on the field, and I think an outside perspective would be good, especially obviously people with outside perspective are seeing things that the Ravens are not seeing, because literally, like me and you were talking about, Ryan, one of the Patriots players, Caleb Chason, who forced the fumble, he said, "Yeah, we saw it on tape."
Yeah, they run loose. They're cutting back. Yeah,
they like the dance, and they hold the ball out. We saw it on tape. We thought we'd take our opportunity. And what do? They forced 2 fumbles. 2 fumbles. That's the difference of the game right there, bro. So
sickening.
But obviously the coaching staff did not see that on tape and correct it. Our coaching staff, did not see that on tape and then correct it because it wouldn't still be a problem at week 16.
I think the voice is stale. They are practicing it. I've seen there's been multiple times where they've put out clips and Monken's talked about like we're working on ball security only today, and like we know how important it is, but like whatever is not sinking in the moment in the game.
Yeah.
The fine details of football.
It's reactionary.
Yeah.
Like those drills that they're doing is after they fumble.
Right.
But what I'm saying is like whenever you have a team that says I see this on tape and then I game plan against what I'm seeing on tape, I feel like that's what's been frustrating. A lot of the Ravens mishaps and issues throughout the years, I feel like have been reactionary. Like instead of proactive. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. And I feel like sometimes I watch John Harbaugh on the sideline and I'll see him like almost glued in like I would be watching the game on my couch, drinking some coffee, where I'm like reacting to the game. And then I'm like texting and then I'm like reacting. And it's like, I watch him react. I watch his face go, oh, like, and then he gets all down. And I'm like, bro, you are like the leader. That
I know, but he doesn't like step in and absorb control and make decisions. He's more of like a organizer and then lets it play out and then like reviews it after.
Yeah. But there's been other times where I've seen coaches after something goes wrong where they go up to the players and they're like, hey, let's go. Let's get fired up, boys. Like, it's time to go. Don't worry about it. Next play, you're good to go, man. You're locked in. Like, you know what I mean? Like encouraging them, getting the guys fired up. I feel like I've seen too many times where they point the camera over at Harbaugh and he is like looking downtrodden, like looking sad and kind of waiting for the next play to happen.
He's like watching like we are, hoping it goes right.
And we've seen that sometimes with like the lack of awareness with challenges and stuff where it's not like, or even 2 minute game management has been bad for years. Bro, that just reminded, I know we were talking about Harbaugh, but that just reminded me of, we got like 18 seconds left. We got 2 timeouts. Mark Andrews catches a ball over the middle of the field. So we'd have been around our own 45-ish. Still got 2 timeouts. We could have completed 2 more balls over the middle, picked up 5-10 on each, and been in field goal range. Kick a field goal before half. But Mark Andrews,
dude,
just loses his mind,
bro.
Just catches the ball and just goes, just like blindly flings it across the field.
That right there.
At first I thought it was like, it reminded me of the Buffalo fumble in the playoffs where he just kind of like the ball, I thought when I watched it, I thought, man, he must have got knocked out. No, it didn't get knocked out. He just flung it across the field.
Saw it and I thought I was like this was like the first moment where I was like, oh, this might be like rigged. Like he might have some like money on the line. Like he just literally gave it back to them. Like, did he like bet on his own prop bet that he's like not gonna fumble? Like he literally gave it back to him. We just got a turnover. What was the turnover we just got? Was it AD? The sack fumble? Yeah. We got a turnover right before that. And then and then we're driving to potentially get a field goal or whatever. And that, I mean, thank God it obviously didn't count. It was offsetting penalties, and I think he might have been down or whatever, but like, or a forward pass. But oh my goodness. What he even talked about it today, and he just was like, that wasn't smart. And I'm like, no, I mean, that's literally throwing the game, man.
Yeah, that's crazy. I don't think I've ever seen anything like that, man.
And then there's like, he was like doing a 360 while he was falling too. So it wasn't even like, it wasn't like the Kyle Van Noy to a Gilman where he's like, oh, I got a guy right by my side. Let me just toss it back. Because we see other
I've seen Travis Kelce do that.
Yeah.
But like in control.
Exactly. This was, I'm falling and I'm throwing a bullet pass while I'm doing a 360 on the way to the ground.
And it wasn't even close to anybody.
No, he just gave it back to New England. I literally thought we just threw it back to them, and I was like, "Oh man, this is." And then you go online after, and it's just like ripping the extension. You know what I mean? It's like, this is who we
Yeah.
just extended. Yeah, it's
I told you I wasn't a big fan of the Mark extension,
well,
man.
it's not off to a great start. I can tell you
Yeah.
that. We have two super chats to get here too.
Yes.
But we'll start with this one just because it's on topic here. CBM, what's going to happen with Likely? So this kind of talks about the Mark Andrews extension. I mean, Likely, I don't think he's going to want to return. And I do think the Ravens have quite a bit of cap room. There's a chance the Ravens would want to keep him around at a decent value. I mean, I don't know how he increased his value this year, but is Likely going to want to be here? Probably not. Like if I'm Likely, I'm like, nah, man, I need more volume. Like I need more opportunity. And I, even if he takes a 1 year, like $9-10 million deal, which would be lower than he wanted, but it's like a prove it deal. And he's the number one tight end on Carolina or somebody. And he dominates. And then now he can go cash out and get 18, 19, 20 million a year.
Yeah.
That opportunity probably doesn't exist in Baltimore now with the Mark Andrews. Like you're still going to be splitting time, right? I mean, it's not like Likely's volume can increase next year if he's on here, but there's like Andrews is still going to get some targets. He's still going to get some touchdowns in the red zone. Like, I think he's gone, man. What are you thinking though?
I think he's gone too, which is really depressing because Likely is, in my opinion, outside of Zay Flowers, our best offensive weapon. I'll not mentioning Henry, but as far as like pass catchers, I think it's Zay Flowers number 1, Likely number 2, Bateman number 3, D-Hop number 4. But Likely, I mean, when the guy gets targets, he's a monster.
Yeah, he's not even getting the volume's so low this year.
Now,
Last year he was involved. Like it is so low. And I know he got off to a slow start with the foot injury, but like, why can we not work someone back in an offense? It seems like if somebody misses a little bit of training camp or the start of the season, they're like ghost all year.
Forget about them.
Yeah, they're like red shirt season. We'll see you next year.
Yeah,
it makes it. Yeah. I hope we can keep Likely around, but I don't know why he would want to. I think that's how I'm feeling about this. Jaster with the 5, appreciate you. I'd rather the Steelers win and take it out of our hands. I have no faith in our coaching in the playoffs. Would prefer change now. I get that. I get it. I'm still holding out a little bit of fan hope, but I mean, this season feels like the necessary wake-up call to kind of have a bit of a reset, and not a rebuild or anything, but just a retooling and changing of philosophy a little bit, changing of the roster. Hopefully we attack the trenches in the offseason. I think that will do us wonders if we're getting to the quarterback and protecting Lamar. That is so important. And I'd
be willing to lose like another pass catcher or offensive weapon in order to shore up the trenches.
Who would we even lose though? I mean, we're losing D-Hop probably, unless he resigns, but I mean, he's on a 1 year, right? I'm
saying like I'd be willing to lose, let's say, DeAndre Hopkins and
Likely
in order to get those 2 guard spots anchored, and then roll with our receivers being Zay,
and we could add another 3rd round receiver or somebody to the mix. Yeah.
And Kohler, I'd like to see Kohler. I'd like to see him back on a small deal. Kohler was actually, like, coming out of college, one of the best receiving tight ends in the draft that year, and actually was drafted before Isaiah Likely.
Yep.
However,
same round right before,
yeah. So the Ravens were higher on Kohler, but after the emergence of Likely and what Andrews was doing in the passing game, Kohler's like route to stay in the NFL and earn a roster spot was to become a blocker. So now that he's really developed that blocking part of his game, I'd like to see him let loose in the passing game a little bit more, maybe lose a few pounds. And I don't feel like, if he lost 10 pounds to get a little quicker, I think he'd still be strong and able to block. But I wouldn't mind seeing Kohler emerge as a
I love the way he plays. I mean, he plays hard, man. Like this is a guy that is
He has a good feel where he sits
And he
down
just puts it
for
on the
zone
line.
coverages.
Like, he just
Yeah.
puts it on the line. It reminds me of like Ricard, but like a tight, he's just like throwing his body out there, whatever it takes to block the
Great
guy, get
hands,
the play
too.
done. Yeah, catching the
He
ball.
never drops.
And I don't think his market value is crazy. I think the Ravens will probably bring back Kohler because I don't think it's as competitive as Likely. Likely might have a bigger, want more of like a tight end one role. I don't know if Kohler at this point is like has the leverage to go out to another team and be like, I'm your starting number one tight end.
Yeah,
Likely might have that option.
Likely definitely does. The highlights he's put on tape the last few years, especially in the primetime games and the playoff moments, people around the NFL know Isaiah Likely's name, bro.
Yeah.
Like, I think of Chiefs last year, 100-yard game, whenever Mark was out, went bananas, bro. I think of Likely in the playoffs last year.
The game against Pitt where you like stiff arm the dude into the ground and like, I don't know, man. Yeah, there's so many Likely moments. Yeah, Likely in the Bills game, scoring the touchdown.
He shows up in big moments, and he's played. Other day he had 95 yards, right? A few weeks ago.
With the Bengals game, he had a decent amount of yards, but he didn't.
Then fumbled at the goal line. Yep.
He did score in that game. It should have been 2 if he didn't fumble at the goal line. But that was his best game this season statistically. But his volume's so much lower. Like everyone's is. Like I said, you said earlier in the live. Yeah, and like what's Bateman? Like it's low, man. Like it's way too low.
Yeah. Yep. Basically, the offense is
Zay and
Zay
the
Flowers,
running game.
Derrick Henry.
Yeah.
Yeah. Bateman has 217 yards this year.
And he had 700 last year.
Yeah.
Yeah, way lower usage. Appreciate you, Vital, with the 10. Bisciotti needs to make some changes. I'm sorry, but no one on this staff is worth keeping. Monken has gone backwards. Harbaugh sits on the sidelines looking confused or has no clue. Go Flock. Yeah,
I agree with you.
And if we get rid of Harbaugh, I do believe the coordinators are gone, right? I mean, that's all under his umbrella. That's his decision. A new head coach is coming in with
head coach brings in their guys.
Yeah.
So, yeah. I saw some people saying Gruden. I wouldn't be opposed to Gruden, bro.
No, I wouldn't either. I wouldn't either, man. And he's been hanging around a little bit. He was around the Ravens a couple weeks ago. They gave him a little jacket and stuff. No, I wouldn't mind it either. I don't know. Yeah, I don't know, man. It's all on Bisciotti. No one else can be able to like make that decision. Yeah. So like Steve has had to have enough.
Barbs are neighbors, bro.
Yeah.
They're literally neighbors. Like they probably
John would get another job though and move.
Yeah.
Harbaugh would get tired next year.
Yeah. Immediately.
Yeah, like he will be on a new team.
Release him, he'd have like 100 phone calls.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Yeah. So like Harbaugh would just move and then he'd still be super tight with everybody on the Ravens, but it would be probably be a mutual parting of ways too. I don't think they're just going to be like, you're not going to get the update like the Ravens have fired John Harbaugh. It's probably like mutually parted ways. It's going to be a nice parting because I mean it's 18 years. You're not going to be disrespectful about it. It's not like we're rotating coaches every 2 years and nothing works. Yeah. We've established a consistent competitive team here. Now it hasn't gotten over the hump enough, but I'm just saying like we've been consistent for a long time.
Yeah, we've had it better than a lot of other teams, man.
Yeah, I know, but I want championships. We're a little spoiled, I guess, but I want championships.
Yeah, I'm just saying, like I 100% am on board with you, and I want championships too, and I think it's time to move on from Harbaugh. I just wanted to remind everybody that like he has kept us competitive where there hasn't been like how many times in a season have we not been playing meaningful football in like December? I can think back to like the year
Lamar season-ending injuries. Yeah, that's
and I can think of like
after the Super Bowl with Flacco.
Maybe when Flacco got hurt.
It was the year after the Super Bowl when we like traded Bolden and everyone. I think we had like a down year.
Yeah,
but no, not many. No, you're right. Before Harbaugh, we had a few, but
we're usually picking in the draft in the 20s or later. So the point is like we're at least get to watch meaningful football every year. There's a lot of teams. I think of the Jaguars, bro, the Cardinals, the Browns, the Chargers. So many teams that I could name. Half of the league is not consistently seeing the playoffs. and the Ravens are, man. And so I am grateful for what Harbaugh's done here. I just think it's time for a change of scenery. If at this point you're saying, hey, Harbaugh, we gave you 3 like legit Super Bowl rosters, and you have not made it to the Super Bowl once with those 3 rosters. And Lamar Jackson is a 2-time MVP. There's no excuse for not getting it done at this point. Like we need to part ways and see some fresh voices in the locker room. So that's my thoughts on it, man.
No, I feel you, man. We got another super chat from BT. Appreciate you with the 5. I don't want to miss the playoffs, but we're not making a deep run. And with it being so close to the end, I don't want Lamar missing time next year. Yeah, I'm not even sure if he's going to play Saturday. I really don't know, but I feel that you don't want to risk any more serious injury. If Lamar is able to go, I do think he'll go Saturday. But there is that piece of me, like we've been talking about, where it's like, if we're not winning the Super Bowl,
right?
Like maybe we just go out in flames here and get a higher draft pick and have some changes.
Bro, last time we picked top 14, we got Kyle Hamilton.
Yeah. Yep.
So if you give Eric DaCosta a top 14 pick, he's going to do some damage with it.
Well, and better be a superstar lineman or pass rusher or somebody. I think that would help a lot. It would be at 14 getting like a guard would be boring to a lot of people, but I think we need it.
There's actually not a top 14 worthy guard in this draft.
Yeah.
So you can throw that out the window.
Pass rusher.
Add some juice. Good pass rusher, and there's some stud defensive tackles that could go top 20.
Take that too.
So I would I would take a top defensive tackle to pair up with Travis Jones, Mike Green, and then bring back Draymond Jones. And we're cooking. Then we're cooking, and then you shore up that. You get Emory Jones. Hopefully starts at one of the guard spots.
Might see him start this week. Voorhees day-to-day with the foot injury, and we saw Emory in that game. I mean, he don't look bad to me.
Right. So you got to draft another guard within the first 3 rounds, and then you're also going to have to bring in someone in free agency, because here's the thing, man. If I know we're talking like future roster stuff now, but if the Ravens just try to address the offensive line in the draft, big risk, right? Big risk that something happens like you saw with Emory Jones. Was a 3rd-round pick, didn't see the field, and when he did, it wasn't great. It was decent, but it wasn't great. And then you run the risk of having 2 guard spots with young question marks. So the Ravens got to bring in somebody in free agency at the guard spot, because you can't just roll with Emory Jones and a draft pick. Like,
right,
that's not enough.
Yeah, so. And I think they'll address it. You have to learn from these mistakes. I mean, my goodness, like it is so important. You don't want Lamar. Look at all the injuries he's dealt with this year too. And I'm not blaming just the O-line on all those injuries, but it definitely plays a role. If he's not under as much pressure, if Lamar's constantly protected, he's probably not as banged up. You know what I mean? Right. So it's like maybe he still hurts his hamstring running or something. I guess that's not preventable, but like he's nicked up a lot. Yeah, I know. Yeah. And he was even surprised. I think one of the reporters, maybe it was like a month ago at this point, they like said that he was like, at that point, it was like week 13. They already matched the total sacks for last year. And Lamar was like, really? Like, I'm gonna have a talk with the guys about that. And like, I was like, dude, like, yeah, it's.
Yeah.
Yeah. It sucks. It sucks we're here.
Yeah, bro.
Dom, appreciate you with the 2. Tired of Harbs. Also want that high draft pick. Yeah, I feel that, man. That's right. That's how I'm feeling too. I'm like, dude, the offseason does become a lot more exciting when you know that like the core's still great. Like if we have Lamar Jackson, like, dude, we will have Lamar Jackson. So it's not if. But like,
Scotty's not letting that man go anywhere.
No. And I'm sure he'll sign the extension.
Money.
Yeah, I'm sure he'll sign the extension. If not, then we're paying a $70 million cap hit. But I'm sure there's an extension coming, and Lamar's going to be here for a long time. We are always going to be competitive. So it is a little refreshing when you know, like, all right, man, this probably ain't the year. It's been an ugly year. There's going to be some hopefully positive changes and retooling of this roster, and then coming back with a vengeance. And Derrick Henry might be here. I mean, I guess we could get out of it if we really wanted to save some money, but
I think he's back.
Yeah, I think so too. Who would be the guys that you don't bring back? Potentially Marlon that we talked about.
I'd let go of Marlon.
And then Roquan's got a massive cap hit, $32 million. Do you extend him? Do you just try and cut bait?
I'd have to see how much cap it was.
How much what?
I have to see how much dead money it is.
Oh yeah. I don't know
if it's like if it's stupid dead money, you roll another year. But
the Marlon deal is going to have some dead money because we just restructured his deal this year and added like 2-3 year void years onto that. So like that's a trap deal that we're kind of stuck with here.
Yeah, let's look at Roquan's deal. Oh, bro,
it's a lot.
So it was a 5-year. It was a 5-year contract in 2023. So that extended him through 2028. Okay, it's not too bad. It's just he only had 60 of that was guaranteed, and part of that was from the bonus. And then but they did do a restructure with him in September this year. So securing his future earnings through 2027. So I don't think they're going to cut. Yeah, I don't think they're going to cut with it. Let's see how much dead money it would be. You can keep talking though while I'm looking.
All right, I'll get to this next super chat here. Andre, appreciate you with the 5, man. Cassius Howe is small, but I'd be tempted, or maybe TJ Parker. Yeah, both defensive ends. Yeah, I'm down to add juice, man. Whoever ends up working out. What Howell is on Texas A&M, TJ Parker, Clemson, both good options there. Yeah, I think adding to this trenches, getting to the quarterback, especially if you don't extend a guy like Draymond, it's more important than ever that you add more because our pass rush unit is thin. I think if you extend Draymond or keep him around along with rising Mike Green, you have a nice foundation. Tavius is still here. You know, the foundation's better. But if you don't re-sign, let's say Draymond cashes out because he's having a career year. Let's say he cashes out somewhere. Yes, we absolutely have to attack probably in the first round with that high pick to have someone opposite of Mike Green that can get to the quarterback consistently. Yeah. Our room's thin. We traded away Owe. You know, we might lose Draymond. Like it's still thin.
Yeah, you'd have to sign somebody in free agency if Draymond's gone. You couldn't,
and draft a top pick potentially. Yeah.
But I think Kyle Van Noy's gone after this year.
Yeah.
Marlon Humphrey probably gone. Roquan, I just found out there is a potential out in 2026, bro, but it would be a $25 million dead cap. So $25 million, they're not going to do that.
No, nope.
So they're going to ride with Roquan another year. Plus, he's a signal caller. You know, he wears the red dot, and he's not bad. You know, he's a I would say above average linebacker, but he's not the elite linebacker that he was in 2023. Whenever we signed him to that, when we traded for him, signed him to that massive deal, and I mean, he was getting interceptions, he was getting tackles for loss consistently in the backfield. I mean, we paid him as the top linebacker in the NFL, man. Over, you know, it was $100 million deal, and he's not living up to that contract.
And at the time, go ahead. Sorry.
No, I was just gonna say he's playing decent ball, but not what we paid him.
100%. And at the time when we signed that, I think we were all like happy about it because it was like him and Fred Warner, but like they were like Roquan was playing as like, you know, top 2 linebacker, not even a debate.
Yeah.
And running around with his head chopped off, making plays, getting interceptions.
And
we signed him in
the locker room. He got the guys.
That's a great point too. The speech sounds similar over and over again, and I don't know how much it's resonating. I mean, I guess a lot of guys had similar speeches, so I guess you can't read too much into that. It's probably more important, like day to day. Like the pregame speech doesn't define the game, but like, I agree though when you're saying a lot of the same things, and then your defense is going out there and not backing it up, it runs stale. It's just the same thing we're talking about with Harbaugh's voice, right? Like it runs stale. You might lose a little focus and discipline if you're just tired, and you're also losing on top of it. Everything becomes stale. You don't listen with the same intent. I still think Kyle Hamilton is the future leader, the leader of this defense. You know, he constantly is taking accountability. He's the one person that I actually like enjoy listening to the press conference. I listen to all the press conferences, but some guys are just like media trained, and they're not really giving you a lot. They're not being too honest about things.
Kyle Hamilton's real deal, bro.
Yeah, Kyle Hamilton tells you like it is, will take accountability, puts it on himself, puts it on the defense, puts it on the team. He's up there saying, I'm tired of talking about us, not letting up a career high passing yardage through the air and turning this around. And he's like, I'm tired of talking about it. We're not, I say it every week, but we're not doing it out on the field. And you need a voice like that, man. I'm super happy we extended Kyle, but
yeah, bro, you know who's a free agent next year?
Who's that?
That would be really fun to see across from Mike Green. Trey Hendrickson.
Oh, all right. Veteran. Yeah.
But yeah.
That wouldn't be cheap, but I'd take it.
He'd be like $25 million per year. That's the market for him. Khalil Mack, edge rusher. He's 35 now, but he's still playing pretty good. There's a couple of guards out there, man. Joel Petonio, Wyatt Teller. Yeah, Hassan Reddick will be a free agent. He's had some weird stuff off the field, though. Yeah.
We'll see, man. It'll be an interesting offseason. I think the offseason, this is the most interesting offseason if the Ravens go out in flames kind of here.
I agree.
This is the most interesting offseason in a long time. I'm trying to think of what's more interesting. I honestly don't know. What is the most interesting offseason in Lamar's career? It might be this one.
Yeah, I would say the year that we thought we were going to be drafting Will Levis. That was the most interesting. Whenever Lamar Jackson said he was requesting a trade, and I read that, I was like, oh.
Yeah.
And we thought he was gone. I mean, I did. I thought he was gone.
Yeah, he demanded the trade. Yeah.
See
you, Baltimore.
Yeah. That was probably
true.
The craziest offseason. But with Lamar like being locked up, this could be the craziest offseason. Actually, I don't know. Maybe after 2018, whenever we had to like part ways with like Terrell Suggs, Darius Smith, CJ Mosley, Eric Weddle. Do you remember that?
Yeah.
After 2018, that one was pretty crazy. But this one could definitely be one of the best off seasons because not only do you have the Lamar Jackson contract extension looming, you also have some money to spend in free agency. You're also going to have, if you don't make the playoffs, a top 16 draft pick probably. And not only does that do you really well in the first round, but think about it. Every round it compounds. Like you're picking at 45 instead of like 60. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And that makes a big difference.
No,
then
the draft way more exciting. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's always exciting, but yeah.
45, bro, you're getting another like border round, first round pick players that are falling into that point. So
on their board, it probably would be a first round guy that somebody will slip to middle of the second. Yeah. No, it's exciting. And then there's so much pressure on like what's going to happen with the coaching staff. If we do have any coaching changes, that's also a huge dynamics shift. Imagine like a new press conference with a new head coach coming in to like establish or his own Baltimore culture or add to it for probably a decade, right? Like I think they would be so extensive with their head coach research they're trying to hire the next guy for another 10 years. They're not going to hire a guy for 2.
Exactly. And they'll be patient. Like if it's not an instant success the first year, they're not going to be like some of these other organizations that as a coach is trying to establish his identity and philosophy and his personnel that for the system that he likes to run, that they just cut bait with him and then you're getting another head coach. Like I think they're like you said, they're going to be very extensive with the research and hopefully hire somebody that will be here for a long time and bring a Super Bowl. I know we're talking pretty in the future now. We don't even know if the Ravens might make the playoffs this year. We don't know.
Then we'll be rooting for them in the playoffs. I'm not rooting against them. I just, the tide has flipped a little bit. I was extremely optimistic for the beginning of the season. And then 1-5 happened, and I was way less confident. But then we went on a 5-game winning streak, and I'm like, all right, we're getting healthy. There's the life I wanted to see. There's the
Lamar started to
consistency.
get his legs back a little bit.
And then you lose your division games, and then that take me down a peg in confidence. And then you demolish the Bengals 24-0 last week, and I'm like, dude, all you got to do is win out. Yeah. And then Lamar's hurt. We blow another lead. Coaching malpractice, taking Derrick Henry out of the game, and we blow a lead and lose to the Patriots, and now we need help, and it feels like it's probably over. So it's been a roller coaster. We got another super chat. Appreciate you guys the super chats tonight, going crazy. The ambitious Cap said, "Hey guys, love your channels. Would you extend Zay? Love his play, but his situational awareness and the fumbles are killing me. They are killing me as well. I think you." I don't know. You don't have to, but I'd like to keep Zay.
I would write a blank check for Zay.
Yeah, I think we should keep Zay. But I completely hear you with the fumbling. He leads. I think he has the most fumbles by wide receivers in the league right now this year.
Yeah, it's a problem.
Yeah, it's just unacceptable. And both were two of those at least. I can't remember the third. Two of those were at the end of the games. The Bengals game on Thanksgiving night. I know we were down 2 scores, but we were driving to potentially get within striking distance, and Zay fumbled. And then in this New England game yesterday, end of the game, could go down and win it. Could have been a game-winning drive. Fumble. Yeah. No, the fumbles are inexcusable, but he's super talented. He's explosive. He constantly is separating, even from last night. Look at a guy like Christian Gonzalez, who's an elite corner in this league. He really couldn't touch Zay, man. There was multiple times Zay was just, his burst was too fast. His separation is too good. And if he could clean the fumbles up and just, I do think that Zay could be a productive part of the Baltimore Ravens for a long time. His connection with Lamar is great. And I'd like to keep him around for sure.
Yeah, I would pay him as much as I would pay
30 million probably.
Bro, whatever it took, I would pay him, because, like, honestly, I have to look this up. But when is the last time the Baltimore Ravens had a receiver that had back-to-back seasons with 1,000 yards? Like, I don't know, man. I don't know, but I mean, a homegrown drafted wide receiver who's only 25 years old, and I trust him to be able to create separation against any corner in the National Football League. And he's got so much chemistry with Lamar Jackson. Lamar Jackson really trusts him, and he makes so many big plays in the big moments. I know he's made the big mistakes in the big moments as well, but he's also won the Ravens some big games. I think of that Rams game, bro, in 2023.
Yeah.
Remember
great throw too by Lamar. That it was like a post route in the end zone, I think, coming. Yeah.
Big play last week against Cincinnati, 40-yard
bro. In the New England game, he was killing last night. I mean, the fumble is like obviously what we're left with at the end of the game, but I mean, that guy, we wouldn't have scored what we would have scored without Zay.
He was our offense, man. Him and Derrick Henry. So yeah, I would live with the fumbles here and there. Hopefully it doesn't bite you in the big moments. But without Zay Flowers, this Ravens offense is not nearly as successful. So yeah,
100%. It's we get one more here from Dom. Appreciate you, man. Zay says at the start of the year for the last 2 years that he's been working on just running straight and using his speed, but we haven't seen it. Yeah, he cuts back a lot. And in his defense, he's saying that he's trying to make plays, and that's fine. You just hold on to the ball. That's how I feel about it. If you cut back and maybe you should have ran straight and you missed out on a couple yards, but you tried to cut back, as long as you hold on to the ball, we can live with it. Keep the drive going. It just kills you when you're turning the ball over or stalling drives. It just kills momentum. Fumbles are the worst thing because they're so controllable. And I know defenders are constantly trying to make plays on the ball. And it's like, sometimes you could go from the perspective of crediting the defender, like great punch out or way to get your helmet on the ball. Yes, I'm not denying that, but like it's controllable to maintain possession of that rock. and it has to be at the utmost importance. And it seems like we have too many lapses in judgment. And you brought this up earlier, but you have opposing players telling you that to the media. Like, oh, we study the Ravens. They're loose with the ball. Hell yeah.
Right.
We're going to punch it out all day. We're going to go into that game with the mentality of like, we're going to get a couple. Like, let's just every tackle, throw a punch. Couple are busting loose.
Yep. Sucks. And the coaching staff, I understand they're not the ones out there fumbling.
No, right.
They are the ones out there that are preparing the team. And it feels like in too many moments, the Ravens have not been prepared or confident enough in the big time moments. And they make the mistakes, and it feels reactionary, and it feels like, hey, it's time for fresh change. So, yeah,
we
man.
might get it, man. We might get it. If Steve's on board, we're getting it. We'll see. We'll see how bad Steve wants to win. Harbaugh said he's the utmost competitor. We'll see.
We'll see.
Yeah, prove it.
Yeah.
Yeah, but yeah. Anything else on your mind, man?
No, I don't think so, man. I just wanted to tell everyone thank you.
Yeah, thank you
for coming out. I think we got 448 live right now.
Yeah, hit the like button too.
Yeah, smash the like button. We appreciate all the supers as well, and especially you guys being here after a loss. And I don't know, Ryan. We haven't talked about it, but we might just keep rolling with the Monday lives throughout the offseason if you want to, man.
I'm down, dude. I'm here every week anyway. I mean, there might be like a couple random moments where we can't throughout the offseason, but I'm down, dude. We can keep it rolling. Yeah. We'll build a lot of like cool momentum and connection with everybody too by like doing that throughout and just getting it rolling into the next journey of the next season. I think that'd be sick, man. I'm down. Let's do it.
Yeah. So
let's do it.
Appreciate you guys for coming out.
Yeah, appreciate you guys as well. Thanks, Andre. Last super chat. Just wanted to highlight that, man. Yeah, Zay was cooking Gonzalez yesterday. I agree. That shows how great Zay is too, because that's not a scrub over there.
No, he's a good corner.
Yeah, 100%. But appreciate you guys so much. And we'll see you next Monday. Hopefully the Ravens win Saturday night, or I don't know, whatever happens. We'll roll with it regardless. But yeah, appreciate you guys, man. Have a beautiful rest of your night.